What's up, everybody? Patrick here, back from Orbis.Overlanding with some more lights to work on. I am working again. You've seen the Morimoto 4-bangers. What we're going to be doing today is installing these on my buddy Brian's Crosstrek into the factory fog lamp location. If you watched my other video on the Morimotos already, you saw the beam pattern, and I've been really impressed with these in my car. Fantastic clean light that's coming out of them. So what I really wanted to do, the ones that went in my car, I needed to get on before a show that I was at, so I did them real quick and didn't have time to take a full video. So my buddy Brian has volunteered to be the video vehicle, if you will. So we're going to be setting him up with the 4-banger, the NCSs. These are the SAE wide yellow. So the same lens color that are in mine, the nice yellow amber lens, is what we'll be putting in his car. So the first step with these, much like any of the others that you get, is you got to put the brackets together because these are going into the fog lamp location. So we're gonna build that. I'm gonna do that this afternoon, so I'm ready when he gets here later on this evening to get those installed. So we'll start with that, and then we'll move on to actually getting his OEM fog lamps out of the car, and then these installed. And this is a really simple modification that can be done by just about anybody. It's pretty quick. You got to pop a couple of plastic rivets and do a little bit of kind of monkey business to get the light out, and then the new lights go in on these brackets. So it's really a pretty easy and straightforward operation. A couple different hardware bags that's going to come out of here, along with the adapter for the factory connection and the connection that the pods use. So as you can see here from the instruction sheet, and I'll have a link to this on my website in my support area, as well as it's available from the Morimoto website. We're just basically sandwiching the light in between the two pieces from the bracket. So there's two bolts here. These are a T10 Torx, and that's an important distinction. Don't use an Allen key on them because it'll tear the bolt up. So T10 Torx to pull two bolts out there, and then this piece here mounts in, screws on, and then you get the spring that gives you some adjustment on the light. And then once you have this all put together, then that pod essentially is what replaces the fog lamp in the car. So I'll get this built up, and then when Brian gets here later today, we'll get the lights installed. So putting the bracket together is pretty straightforward, as you can see here. The one thing I do want to point out, and kudos to Morimoto on this, when I put my initial bracket together, the instructions didn't include the fact that the screws were a 10T Torx, as I pointed out a moment ago. And I'm getting a little bit older. My vision and my lighting, it looked to me like it was a straight up hex. I ended up tearing the head of the bolt up using a hex and not the torque bit. So they updated the instructions right away after I pointed that out, and now include the size of the bits that you need. So it is a 10T torque for the button head screws. There is a 4mm hex that's used as well, so you'll need those. But generally speaking, the bracket comes together pretty easily and pretty quickly, and then it's ready to go once the bracket is put together. Okay, so now the housing is fully installed, ready to go. This Allen key here we can use to set the aim. So we got just a little bit of a kind of down angle on it. Should be pretty decent for a starting point to put those in. So you'll see here a little later once we get to the car, the Crosstrek has a plastic snap here and a bolt here. On this side they just are going to sit in. That's all there is to it. Using the adapter, plug it in, and away you go. So once you have the unit here built, the rest of it takes place in the car. So I'll get the other one built up so I'm ready for when Brian shows up later on. Hope that's helpful to give you an idea of the bracket setup for the Morimoto 4-bangers. For your Subaru, the bracket has a little bit more adjustment than some of the other brands that I've worked with, and if you've been following along, you'll know that I really like these lights better than my previous ones that I was running. Now that I'm running these through the winter here in Michigan, I've really been very impressed with them. So be on the lookout, coming soon, for video number 2, where we install the Morimoto 4-bangers in a 21 Crosstrek. If you're not already, please consider subscribing to my channel, and look forward to seeing you on the trails.